Hi everybody, my name is Eric Halfaker and it is Halloween, October 31st of 2015. My family and I have been staying in the bus here in Washington since March of this year. And I was working over the summer for the Department of Natural Resources as a warden. It was a job that I really enjoyed and I hope to get the opportunity to come back and do that again at some point. But for now, it's time for us to move on. We're going to go up to Alaska by airplane, visit some family there for a couple of weeks, and then we're going to come back, drive the bus and the Jeep we've acquired down to the Southwest and visit some family in Phoenix. But before we do that, I figured I'd make an update video to tell you a little bit about some of the improvements that we've made on the bus over the course of the summer. One thing we did is we went ahead and installed a water inlet, and we now have a full-fledged cold water system anyway. We're still working on the hot water. But, if we go and park in an RV park over the winter, which is what we're planning on doing, we can hook up to city water and run our sink and our shower that we're in the process of building. So let's take a little bit of a look underneath the bed here, which is where all the plumbing is going on. So first of all, you can see that water inlet where it comes through the side of the bus there, and then the hose that runs down to this T here. And basically from that T there, we have one pipe that goes straight over to our T for the shower and hot water supply and the sink. And then the other line just goes over and into our storage tank here for fresh water. So the water comes from this 26-gallon freshwater tank up into the pump, which is right there. And then over into the accumulator tank, which keeps the sink from pulsing when you're running it at half pressure, or rather it keeps the pump from pulsing when you're running the sink at half pressure. And then from there it goes through this line over to this T here, and that first globe valve just shuts off the water from the pump so that the city water pressure can power the rest of the bus here. That globe valve there that's just plugged off right there, that one is eventually going to be the supply for the hot water heater, which we haven't installed yet. And that last globe valve there, before that little T, that just shuts off cold water to both the shower and the sink. The sink being the flex hose you see going off to the right, the shower being the brass plug. There is no shower yet, but we'll be working on that. The other big thing the bus has now is its own propane furnace. We are no longer at the mercy of the weather, and we don't have to rely on our little electric heater anymore to stay warm and dry. We went ahead and installed a thermostat for that. It's real convenient. Basically, you can just turn up the heat, and then you hear the fan kick on there, and there is a register down there underneath the drawer that dumps out heat here into the bedroom. So we can go ahead and close the door there and just heat the bedroom if that's what we want to do in the night. The other thing we did is we went ahead and installed an actual gray water tank now, so that we're good to go for RV parks. Don't worry about that little smudge there, that's just dirt, nothing more disgusting. You can see from down here, we went ahead and mounted the tanks by putting threaded rod through the frame up there, and then they come down, and we've got a piece across the top there of flat iron, and then down at the bottom I used angle for a little more stiffness, and basically just clamped the tank into place. Then we used some ratchet straps to go ahead and kind of stiffen that up. It's on there real securely. That thing's not going anywhere. And last but certainly not least, up there you can see we've installed our directional wireless antenna, so we can, steal wireless from Starbucks or McDonald's or whoever, and that can be aimed in any direction that we need it to be. But then below there, it's hard to miss that big light bar. We installed that to solve a problem that we had on the Alcan. The headlights themselves are kind of dim, and besides that, when we put the folding bike rack onto the front of the bus here, the edges of my extra large 29er, the tires kind of go out and actually slightly obscure the field of the headlights. So, when we're driving in places where there's not going to be oncoming traffic and we need to worry about that sort of thing, now we've got that light bar. So from here in the cockpit, you can really see how some of those cracks I got on the Alcan spread out. We're hoping to get that replaced here shortly. I've got some estimates coming in for that. But so right now, well, turn the headlights off for a second. So that's headlights off. That's headlights on. That's high beam. But this is the light bar. So as you can see, that's kicking out a lot more light. And that's highly useful for the kind of driving that we do, especially when we head back up the Alcan, perhaps sometime next spring. So that's going to wrap it up for our Halloween 2015 update of the Lightweight Living project. If you have any comments or questions or suggestions, feel free to drop those in the comments. We do appreciate it. And as always, thanks for watching.